Hi everyone, this is Katie and welcome to this Linguistico class. Have you ever seen two people arguing but you don't know the words to describe what they were doing? Did someone start to yell all of a sudden or did they start to cry uncontrollably? Did you know that there are idiomatic expressions in English to describe these actions? So in this vocabulary lesson, we're going to learn 10 phrases to describe what people do during arguments. Then we'll play a game called What Would You Do to see what reaction you would have in different situations using this argument vocabulary. Near the end of class, if we have time, we'll practice using these phrases by writing an email to a friend about a fight that we saw, describing what happened. These 10 expressions are used frequently in conversations in the United States, and after this lesson, you'll be able to describe exactly what's happening during an argument. So let's get started. So I see Andre's in class. Andre, can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Hi, Andre. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you. What about you?
I'm doing pretty well. Good, but it's very cold here.
How cold is it?
I don't know in Celsius. I would say in Fahrenheit, probably 50 degrees, which isn't too cold, but it gets cold inside the houses here.
Okay, so it's minus 8 degrees by Celsius.
That's where how cold it is where you're living?
No, now it is plus 20 degrees by Celsius. It was about minus 9 a couple months ago.
Okay. Yeah, because we're entering into winter here. So, well, not yet. We're in fall, but it's going to get cold in a couple months. Yeah, so it's not too bad yet. And let's see. And then I see Anna's in class as well. Anna, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi, teacher. Hi, Andrew. Long time no see.
Yes,
You're both nice.
So how are you doing, Anna?
I'm fine. I just woke up here right now.
Oh, you just woke up now? Me too. I like the cat that you have in the chat box. That's interesting.
Okay, I will show you a couple more emojis that I learned. They are awesome.
I like it. Yeah, I didn't know that you could do emojis like that in Google Hangouts. Interesting. Yeah, and so I don't know if you guys heard the intro to the class, but this class is going to talk about argument expressions. So we're going to learn 10 phrases that describe some things that people do during arguments. So have you guys seen a lot of arguments? What was like the craziest argument that you've seen? Like Andre, like have you ever seen people arguing, like your friends or maybe random people on the street?
Yes, today I saw a seller at market. We were passing by and she was yelling at someone, but we didn't know what they argued about. But the seller, it was her, and she was crying and yelling at someone. I don't know why.
Oh, really? So you just saw someone on the street, and she was very hysterical and crying and yelling at someone.
Yes, it was at market.
At the market. Oh wow. Let's see. And then I see that we have another person in class as well. Anton, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you perfectly.
Okay, excellent. And I think this is the first time that I've had you in class, Anton. So How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. How do you do?
I'm doing very well, thank you. And Anton, is that how you say your name?
Yeah,
Okay. And where are you from?
I'm from Siberia, which is part of Russia. I'm from southwestern part of Siberia.
Okay,
And
excellent. All right, so welcome to class. In this class, we're just talking about some argument expressions. So we're describing some things that people do when they're arguing. So we're going to learn 10 phrases, and then we're going to talk about some situations and how you would react to them using this excuse me, using this vocabulary. Goodness, excuse me. So Andre said that we were just talking about some arguments that we've seen. Have you seen any arguments in person that were kind of strange or maybe on TV? Anna, have you seen any arguments that seem kind of strange to you?
Yes, but nothing is coming to my mind now.
Mhm. Right, same here. I can't think of a specific example, but I know that I've seen strange arguments. And then Anton, have you ever seen an argument in person or on TV? Was there an argument that stood out to you?
I can't remember anything.
Yeah. Okay. So I can't really remember either any arguments that I've seen. But how about TV shows? Do you guys watch TV shows where a lot of people are arguing or they're yelling?
I hate that kind of shows because they are irritating and usually they are discussing some stupid problems
Mhm.
and maybe some information is I consider some information is too private to discuss publicly what they do, so I don't like talk shows.
Right. And what shows have you seen, Andre, that are like that?
It is a Russian show,
Uh-huh.
uh, yes, and I saw a part of it and then I switched it off. It was about rich people who have some people who work at their house, so they like cleaners, maids, and they were discussing a problem between rich people and people who work for them.
Oh, really? So they
Yes,
were arguing with the people that were cleaning their house.
yes, yes. What that people could do, whether they hate each other, whether they are friends or not. Maybe they are trying to be polite, but it is actually a fake.
Oh, wow. And was it a kind of reality show? Like it wasn't scripted, it was actually real people who were arguing?
Yes, yes, it was some people invited there. They came there to share their story.
Oh, goodness. Right. So, that sounds awful. Um, we have a lot of reality shows that have people fighting. Um, uh, have you ever, oh, sorry, Anna, have you ever seen a TV show, like a reality show, where people are fighting?
Yes, uh, there is a program here where they set up a kind of trap, and
Uh-huh.
they they pick up a couple, and then they set up a trap for the guy where a ravishy ravishy woman flirts with the guy, to
Mhm.
see if the guy would sit on on his wife or something like that.
Oh,
It's awful. It should be forbidden, in my opinion, because a lot of time they break up the relationship because of this program. You
Oh
know,
wow.
and then the guy appear in front of everyone, bringing a bouquet of flowers and apologizing. My gosh, it's terrible.
Oh my goodness. What's the name of this show?
Mm, I don't know. It's a guy who is a host. Um, and sometimes the wife pick up the bouquet and throw at the man face and beat on him and so on. And
Oh,
people love it. It's awful.
oh my goodness. That sounds crazy. Yeah, so they purposely stage an event where they bring in a very attractive woman to see if the man will cheat
Yes,
on.
they set up a trap. Sometimes it's just a job interview, you know. Sometimes
Uh,
they 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 spy the guy to see a bar where the guy is accustomed to go, and they put the woman there. And sometimes the wife uh, is how can I say? Uh, Sometimes the woman falls for this therapy. Sometimes they do the same with the wife.
oh, really? So
Yes,
they'll set up a trap to see if she'll go with an attractive guy.
yes.
Oh, wow. What do you guys think about this show? I'm sure there are lots of arguments in that show, like Anna
A,
said. Yeah.
a lot they ended up in physical fight. Most of the times people love it, but my gosh, I don't know how someone can do something like that with their partner. You know, in my opinion, it's awful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of a strange situation. What do you guys think about that? Andre or Anson, about this show where people are set up to see if they'll cheat on their significant other.
Yes, I think that show would be attractive for people who don't have their private life relationship, so they can watch and discuss them, like to get some emotions out of it.
Hmm. So you think that people watch it because they don't have their personal lives together and they think that it's entertaining.
Yes.
Hmm. And then, what do you think, Anton, of that show? I'm sure there's lots of arguments on that TV show.
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of arguments on such kind of shows, but I'm really not fan of that kind of amusement, and I just don't understand what people what people love in these shows. So I'm I just been neutral about that.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't understand why people like them either. And Anton, have you seen a show like that where there's lots of arguing, maybe a reality show?
Really, my former girlfriend always watched a show that was very popular in Russia, and yes, it's actually such kind of shows based on uh, all how to say that all events that happens in that shows they are based on some arguments, fights, and things like that. So of course, I saw that.
Hmm. Yeah, so like you said, a lot of those shows are based on arguments. That's why that they're popular. In the United States too, we have some shows that are like that, um, where people just argue and people want to watch the shows because they know that there are going to be people fighting and people arguing about their personal lives on TV. I'm going to show you guys a PowerPoint with some of these expressions for arguments, and then you'll be able to describe exactly what's happening in all of these reality shows where people are fighting. Okay, so let me do a screen share. Let's see. Oops. Excuse me, can you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so we have, excuse me, we have 10 different expressions for arguments, and maybe you guys know some of them already. The first one is, it gets on my nerves. Have you heard this expression before?
Yes, I have.
So Andres heard it. Right, so this is when something annoys you or it makes you irritated. So for example, I could say, Justin Bieber's music really gets on my nerves. Like, it annoys me. Or it gets on, excuse me, it gets on my nerves when my husband doesn't wash the dishes. So is there anything that gets on your nerves? Anything in particular, maybe a type of music or something that someone does? Andre?
Yes, it gets on my nerves when my neighbor is singing songs.
So it gets on your nerves when your neighbor is singing a song because you can hear it in your apartment, right?
Yes, yes, it is too loud.
And it's really loud. Anna, is there something that gets on your nerves?
Yes, a lot of things. Uh, when someone open um, open a toothpaste and then don't don't close it.
So yeah, when someone leaves the toothpaste open, that can be annoying.
Hmm.
And then, Anton, do you have anything that gets on your nerves?
Well, I consider myself as a very rational person, so um, or at least I maybe might pretend to be a very rational person, so I just don't know such things that would get on my nerves.
So you don't have anything that really gets on your nerves.
Yes, I don't have anything that really can touch me.
That's good. Yeah, because sometimes we also call these things pet peeves. So if you have something that really annoys you, we say that it's your pet peeve. So for example, Andre, you could say, people singing in my apartment is my pet peeve. Or it's my pet peeve when someone leaves the toothpaste open. And these are used a lot when you're living with someone. So do you guys have any other pet peeves?
I have a pet peeve. It is when somebody gets in a bus with a backpack and doesn't take it off. So it usually irritates me.
So when someone goes where? Sorry, I didn't hear the first part, Andre. When someone has their backpack and they
In a bus.
in a bar?
In the bus.
Oh, in a bath.
Bus. No. Bus. Public transport.
Oh, in the bus. Sorry. So when someone has their backpack and they don't take it off, is it normal to take off your backpack in the bus?
Yes, I think it is normal to take it off because otherwise you will bother people with it because you will turn around and you can hit somebody with it.
Ah, I didn't think about that. I've never seen people take off their backpacks in the bus here. What most people do is they turn it around so it's on the front of their body.
Yeah, it would be better if it is in front of them.
Hmm. Huh, interesting. I didn't think about that. But yeah, sometimes you can hit people with your backpack and not realize it.
Yes,
Um,
especially when bus is overcrowded.
hmm. Yeah, when the bus is full, it can be hard to not hit someone by accident. And then let's see, Anton, do you have any pet peeves? Probably not, because you said that most things don't get on your nerves.
No, I don't have.
And then Anna, how about you? Other than the toothpaste?
Mm-hmm. If someone does the same with a bottle of soda, uh, if a guy uses the bathroom
Hmm.
and don't my gosh, um, I don't know how to say in English. Don't lift
The toilet seat?
the toilet seat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes.
Uh, this is a big issue I've heard with a lot of people. That a lot of people have the pet peeve of when someone leaves the toilet seat up. Have you heard of this problem before, guys?
Yes, I've heard. I even watched some movies where this pet peeve was mentioned.
Hmm. Yeah, so that's the one that people mention a lot with couples, especially that are arguing. And they say, "Oh, it gets on my nerves when you leave the toilet seat up." Um, and then the guy will argue back that it doesn't matter. So that's an issue. Hmm. It's interesting that it's a problem in other countries too. Let's see. The second expression that we have is to storm out. And so when you storm out of a place, you leave the place suddenly, so very quickly, and angrily. So sometimes when people storm out, they slam the door, they march out very fast, and they look like this guy who is very grumpy. Um, so have you ever stormed out of a place before? Or do you know someone that stormed out of a place? Andre? Or Anna, sorry. Or sorry, Andre, you can go first and then and then Anna.
Yeah, I've never stormed out because I'm not emotional enough for
Mhm.
that.
How about some of the things that you've seen on TV? For example, Anna, with the show about couples, uh, did you ever see anyone storm out?
I know.
Yeah.
No, not in the program, because they are, my gosh, I cannot remember the words today. They are in the stage,
Mhm.
and but teenagers do that all the time, right?
Yeah, that's one thing that teenagers do a lot. Yeah, so did you guys ever do this as teenagers? Maybe you were arguing with your parents and then you stormed out and went to your room. Did you ever do this?
Yes, when I was a teenager, I used to storm out.
Hmm. Same here. And then Anton, how about you?
Uh, Actually, I have a super ability. Uh, I can make anyone to storm out,
Mhm.
especially when I argue with someone. So, well, when I was a teenager, I did that every time when my parents tried to read notations. Uh, do you know what I mean by read notations?
I'm not sure I do. Could you explain it a little bit more?
I don't know how explain in English. It's when mm, your parent tries to teach you life. Yeah. Tell off. Thank you, Andy.
Uh, so when your parent is, yeah, that's kind of an expression we say to tell someone off is like when you're yelling at them, um, like, if your parents say something like, "You don't know anything about life," and here's what I need to teach you, and you don't, yeah, that would be kind of telling someone off if it's done, kind of with a little bit of anger. So you would just storm out, as a teenager.
Yeah, I would storm out every time.
Hmm. Yeah, same here. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think that's one of the things that's very characteristic about teenagers is that they storm out a lot. Oh, and this one's interesting. Um, to lose it. So if you lose it in a situation, it means that you become very emotional all of a sudden. So you can cry, you can yell, you become hysterical, which means that you can't control your emotions. And I'm curious, have you ever lost it? Okay, so you notice it changes in the past tense. Have you ever lost it or seen someone who has lost it? For example, I had a friend who got a bad grade once, and she was very upset, and she completely lost it. So have you guys ever seen someone lose it over something silly or maybe something more serious?
Oh, all right. The TV show that I was talking about, there,
Hmm.
people are always losing it, and the audience enjoy just
Yes.
to see.
Yeah, so people are losing it, and the audience actually takes pleasure in that, which is kind of sad. And then, Anton, have you ever seen anyone lose it before?
Uh, well, I believe I've seen, but I I just don't remember.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so just something that you've seen but you can't remember a specific case. And then how about you, Audrey?
I can lose it when I am in bad mood. So I usually get angry very quickly if I don't have good mood or I just haven't slept enough.
Hmm. Yeah, so if you haven't slept enough, you lose it, and you get in a bad mood.
Yes.
Does that happen to you guys as well, Anna or Anton? Do you lose it when you are in a bad mood or when you don't sleep enough?
Yes,
Never.
I guess mm, everyone does it at least once,
Hmm.
except Anton.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and then how about you, Anton? Have you ever lost it when
Uh,
you're tired, or
no, I never lost it.
you've never lost it? That's good. Yeah, I know that I have. When I've been tired and I'm having a bad day, sometimes I lose it. Let's see. Oh, whoops. This next one, I think, Anton, you'll probably relate to this one. To keep my cool or keep your cool. So this changes keep his cool, etc. Is to stay calm in a difficult situation. So for example, if people are fighting but you don't want to fight, you can keep your cool and not get involved. So when two people are fighting, what do you guys prefer to do? Do you prefer to keep your cool and kind of stay away from the fight, or do you usually contribute? Like if you see two friends arguing, um, do you usually try to side with one of them, or do you just try to keep your cool and stay away?
To me, it would depend. It would depend on a topic they are arguing about. So if I have strong feelings about that topic, I would take a side of somebody, or I will insist on my point.
Hmm. Yeah, so it depends on the topic. If it's something that you're passionate about, you'll insist on it. How about you, Anton? Do you usually keep your cool, or do you join in the argument?
It depends on situation. There were situations when I just trying to be was trying to be cool, and there were situations when I take a part in an argument or in a fight. So it depends.
Hmm. And how about you, Anna?
It depends on the situation. Um, well, I try to keep my cool, but if I saw someone taking advantage of, how can I say, a helpless
Helpless.
person,
Hmm.
someone who is unable to fit for themselves, yes,
Uh-huh.
and
Yes.
then I cannot keep my cool.
Hmm. Right. That happens to me too. Sometimes I try to keep my cool, but if there's a situation that I think is very wrong, then it's hard. Hmm. Yeah. So let's see. The other ones that we have, I think we have about five more. This one, to blow up on someone, is we use this a lot. Have you guys heard this expression before? To blow up on someone?
I've heard this expression.
Hmm. So, Andre, what does that, what does it mean? I know it says here, but to blow up on someone in your own words.
It's just like explode, burst in.
Right, like to explode on someone. Um, right. So if someone gets very angry all of a sudden, like they explode, boom, they blow up on someone. For example, in the TV shows that you guys have seen, have you guys ever seen people blow up on each other? Or maybe in your life, have you seen people blow up?
My wife sometimes blows up when I do something she
Yeah.
doesn't like.
Uh-huh.
It is when I try to keep my cool.
Uh-huh. So you try to keep your cool, but then she
Yeah,
blows up on you sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, and how about you guys? Have you had someone blow up on you, or have you ever blown up? Anton or Anna?
Uh, I I made people to blow up on me, but I never did that.
So you make people blow up on you, but you've never blown up.
Yeah.
Oh wow. And how do you get people to blow up on you?
Usually, you just uh, need to be rational, and people that just can't can't stand with that
Uh,
with that line of, of behavior.
mhm. Right, that's very true because some people want to argue and they want to see you get angry, right? And then if you keep your cool, sometimes they
Yes,
blow up on you, right?
yeah, exactly.
Uh, Interesting. And then how about you, Anna?
Yes, teacher, sometimes. I, well, I believe all human beings, right? Uh, there are some situations uh, when we cannot keep our emotions in check. Teacher, what is the difference between blow up and lose it?
It's kind of similar. When you blow up on someone, you're very angry. When you lose it, you're not necessarily angry. So, for example, if someone is very sad or they're very upset and they kind of break down and start to cry or start to scream, then you can say they lost it. But they're not necessarily angry. So, for example, I could say, if my friend got a very bad grade on a test, and she was so upset and so sad that she lost it and started to cry. Um, but if someone blows up on someone, then they're very angry. They're yelling, they're shouting, they're screaming. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Good question. The next one that we have is a little bit different because we learned lose it, like Anna mentioned. But this one's a little bit different. To lose your temper or lose my temper. And this is similar to blow up on someone. It's pretty much the same thing. So when you lose your temper, you get angry all of a sudden. Um, so, for example, little children, a lot of times will have temper tantrums, we say. They'll have temper tantrums and they will lose their temper. So what makes you lose your temper? Or have you had someone close to you lose their temper over something? I'm trying to think of an example. Um, Andre?
Sometimes when I am doing something, maybe I am trying to fix something, and I'm not getting something right, I lose my temper and I can even swear, and then my wife blows up on me.
Uh-huh. Very good. So when you're trying to fix something and you can't do it and you're very angry, and then your wife blows up on you for yelling, right? And swearing.
Yes.
I see. I get like that with math problems. When I was in high school, I did not like math. And so when I was trying to do math and I wasn't getting the answer, sometimes I would lose my temper at home. Um, and sometimes I would lose it. I would just be very sad and start crying and not knowing why. How about you guys? Have you ever lost your temper? Or what makes you lose your temper? Anton?
Can't remember anything.
No, you seem pretty relaxed, so I don't know if you lose your you seem very rational, so I don't think you lose your temper that much. How about you, Anna?
I'm not as rational as Anton sometimes, but I cannot remember a specific situation now.
Mm-hmm. Right, so it's happened, but you can't really think of something. And do you guys lose your temper a lot or very rarely?
not a lot.
Hmm. And then how about you guys? Do you lose your temper a lot or not so much?
Very seldom, but it will be remembered for a while.
So it doesn't happen very often, but when you do lose your temper, it's very big.
Yes.
And then Anton, I don't think you lose your temper very much, do you?
Uh, when I'm in good mood, I made my cat to lose his temper.
So you make who lose their temper? Sorry, I didn't hear.
my cat.
Your cat. You make your cat lose his temper. And what do you do to make your cat lose his temper?
I'm starting to pull him for his tail.
Oh, poor cat.
Poor cat,
Yeah. Oh.
but it's fun.
Yeah, so sometimes you lose your temper. Or you make your cat lose his temper, but oh
Yes,
goodness.
my cat loses its temper very frequently, especially when it's very hungry.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, yeah, and then Anna, do you have a cat at your house?
Teacher, I used to have one, but my my cat fell off the balcony, and and
Oh,
and, and people say, your cat um committed suicide because it couldn't put up with you, you know.
oh my goodness. That's a terrible thing to say. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry to hear that. That's really tough. That's really mean though that people would say that. Um, oh goodness. But yeah, so cats are kind of strange. And like Andre said too, cats lose their temper quite frequently, I think. Um, yeah, because they're kind of known too for um, yeah, if they don't have food or don't have what they want, sometimes they can get very angry.
They are impatient.
They are. Yeah, they can get impatient. Yeah. Yeah, and cats have a very different mentality than dogs, I think, in that aspect. They're very demanding, I think. What do you guys think?
On the internet, there is a famous picture what cat thinks and what dog thinks. So on that picture, the cat is depicted to be a king, but dog thinks of itself as a slaver.
So, have you guys seen this picture before? Yeah, it's like a picture. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't know I was. Let's see. Oops, can you guys see this now? Yeah, so sometimes that there was the picture too. I think that where there was an owner who was treating his dog very nice, and the dog said, "Oh, this person is giving me food and water, and they love me. They must be a god." And then the cat thought, "Oh, this person is giving me food and water and love. I must be a god." So yeah, there's some different mentalities. Um, the next phrase that we have is to keep the peace. So when two friends are fighting and you try to keep the peace, it's like you're trying to break up the fight. You don't want people to fight. So when you guys see two people fighting, do you keep the peace? Do you try to get involved to stop the people from fighting? Or do you just kind of back away? What's your reaction?
if my friends are fighting, I would try to keep the peace
Hmm.
because I don't want anybody to be hurt.
Uh-huh. Yeah, so you don't want anyone to be hurt. What about you guys? Anton, what do you do? I think I know the answer, but
Uh, well, there's many ways to keep the peace, and sometimes people just need to find their solution by the fighting, and it depends on people and situation.
Mhm. Yeah, so you think sometimes it's better to not keep the peace and just let people fight.
Sometimes yes, sometimes not.
Hmm. And then what
Time
do
to
you think,
time.
Anna? Oh, sorry, Anton, go ahead. Oh, sorry, Anton, sorry, I didn't know you're still talking. What was the last part?
Oh, not nothing.
Okay. And then, Anna, what do you do? Do you usually try to keep the peace?
I have to agree with you, Anton, because sometimes it's better to not try
Uh-huh.
to keep the peace because uh, how can I say um, how can I say you can have problems because of it. Is there an expression or idiom to
Um,
say that you have nothing to do with something, but then you can have problems?
yeah,
Mm,
we do. We could say that it's none of your business. So we can say their fight is none of my business. So I don't want to get involved. Yeah, so if something is not none of your business, it's like it doesn't involve you.
okay, but uh, is there an expression to say that is something that has something that is none of your business causes you problems? Um, in in English, oh my gosh, because in Portuguese, uh, we could say sobrou pra você, sobra pra você, or something like that. I don't know how to say in English.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't think we have an expression like that, but let's see. We could just say, no, I don't think we have an expression. We would just say it causes problems. Yeah, oh, there you go. You could get in trouble. You could get, um, uh, yeah, you could get, yeah, you could say you could get in trouble if you get involved with things that aren't your business. But yeah, we don't have a set phrase like that, like there is in Portuguese. I don't think. Can you guys think of anything like that, Anton or Andre? I don't think we have a set phrase for that though.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think you just say that you get in trouble or you it causes problems when you get involved with something that's none of your business. Okay. We have two more expressions and then we'll play a little game. The next one, you guys have probably heard this before, to say you're right. Um, I'm sure you guys have heard this. Um, so if you agree with someone, you say you're right. Um, like if someone says, "Oh, I know the answer," or you say you're right. And have you guys ever told someone you're right, even though you didn't agree with them? Because, for example, some people say, "Oh, you're right," just so that people don't argue.
When I don't want to care about something, or I just want to let a person go with it, I will say you're right. But actually, it will mean do whatever you want.
Hmm. Yeah, so it's kind of just like, do what you want, you're right, whatever. How about you guys? Anton?
Yes, I did. I did that many times because
Uh,
I very appreciate pers- my my own time, and if I don't want to spend time to do, to argue about something or or do things like that, I just say you're right, and
mhm. Yeah, so you don't want to waste your time. So you just say, you're
exactly.
right, whatever. And then how about you, Anna?
Uh, well, sometimes I say, you are right. Just to put it in in the argument. It's like to say, let's agree to disagree.
Right. So sometimes that's best just to say, okay, you're right, to put an end to the argument. Sometimes I do that too. Let's see. What's that? Oh, let's see. One sec. You're right. And then we'll just skip that one because I think you guys know this. And actually, a better expression for this one is to push someone's buttons. So if you push someone's buttons, it's like you're trying to make someone angry on purpose. So for example, if you have a brother or a sister and you're teasing them and trying to annoy them just so that they blow up on you, you are pushing their buttons. So have you guys ever pushed someone's buttons before? Just to try to see if they get angry?
Yes, when I was a child, I was watching Tom and Tom and Jerry,
Uh-huh.
and then my brother was sleeping, and I was with a friend, and she said, uh, if we we did it to someone to put a match uh, between someone's toes. Do you think that the person uh, would end up hanging at the ceiling? You know, like the
Mhm.
cat.
Uh-huh.
All right, and then I did it. I put two meshes between his toes, and I lightened them.
Oh, wow. So you put matches, like matches between his toes and you lit them on fire.
I guess.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's pretty intense. Andre, what do you think about that?
I've never done something like that because I don't want to make people angry.
Uh, so you usually don't push people's buttons.
No, I usually don't.
Oh wow. Right, Anna says I was little, so we'll excuse it this time. Yeah. Yeah, so some people really like to push other people's buttons just to see if they get angry. And it's done a lot too with kids. Right, so now that we know our expressions, we have the different ones here. So just to review really fast, which expression is when you start to cry and yell and you get very sad or angry, what expression would that be?
Lose
Oh, very good, Andre, to lose it. What about when you leave a place very angrily?
Storm out.
Very good, Anna, to storm out. What about when something annoys you? It's your pet peeve.
it gets on my nerves.
Gets on my nerves. What about when you explode on someone?
Blow up on someone.
Very good. And when you get very angry?
Lose my temper.
Very good. Lose my temper. So I want to see, let's see, what you guys would do in some different situations. Let's say this one. If you found out that your friend told a secret, what would you do? Anna, what would you do if you found out that your friend told a secret?
I I would lose it. I would say, why did you let the cat out of the bag? Oh my gosh, I trust you. It wasn't nice of you, and I would break up the friendship at least for a while.
Oh wow, so you would lose it. Andre,
Mhm.
what would you do?
Probably I will I will keep my cool and will never tell any secret to that person.
So you would just keep your cool. And then I don't know if Anton is back. Anton, what would you do?
I would find the buttons. You know, every situation has a every situation would turn against the such friend. So I would find the buttons that I could push to turn the situation against him.
So you would try to get revenge then. So you would try to buttons that you could push to try to turn the
Yeah,
situation.
yeah,
Uh,
I worry, but yeah.
Interesting. Let's see. What about um, let's see. Oh, this is one that happens kind of a lot if you're living with someone. Your roommate, and this is spelled wrong, sorry guys. Your roommate eats your food. So maybe your roommate eats the pizza that you bought last night. How do you react?
I will blow up.
So you would blow up. How about you, Anton? How would you react?
Mm, I would. I don't know. I don't know. But it would be funny.
uh, and then how about you, Anna?
It would get on my nerves.
Hmm. Yeah, it would get on my nerves too. I don't think that I would blow up, but it would be annoying. It would get on my nerves as well. And we'll do a couple more, or let's say one more. Um, let's see. Um, this this one's kind of happens sometimes. Your mother tells you that you need to get married right now. Sometimes parents can pressure their kids to have grandchildren or to get married. So what would you do if your parents are kind of pressuring you to do something that you don't want to do?
It will get on my nerves.
It would get on your nerves. Anna, what would you do?
Um, I I would say um, lose my temper.
So you would lose your temper with your parents.
Mhm.
And Anton, what would you do?
Um, um, Actually, my mom always say me that, and I always say that I would I would hire a homemade to do my chores than than get married.
Uh, so you just kind of joke with her. You don't blow up on her or anything. You just joke
Yeah.
and keep her cool. Very nice. All right, so guys, we're out of time, but oops, there we go. We're out of time, but I want to thank you guys for coming to class. Did you guys learn some new phrases today that maybe you didn't know before?
Yes, sure. I didn't know. Uh, could you could I get it at that page where
Yeah,
there are the pictures and the expressions?
yeah, I can send you the PowerPoint in a message.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Does anyone else want the PowerPoint to send in a message on Linguistico?
I want.
Okay. So
Put me
Andre,
in, please.
okay. Andre, Anna, and then Anton, do you want the PowerPoint as well?
We all want that.
Okay, I'll send it to you too then. Yeah, so thank you guys for coming to class, and I hope you guys learned some new expressions. Do you feel like now you can describe what's going on in those reality shows with all these arguments?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. All right, so a couple of things too, guys. You can go to your page on Linguistico and leave me feedback if you like this lesson, if you didn't like this lesson, and give 1 to 5 stars. And you guys can also check and see what other classes are coming up. Thanks, Anna. All right, so thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you guys soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Have a
Thanks,
nice
Anton.
day. Bye.
Thanks, you too. Bye.